My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2, where Banished and Lazarus League sounds a little bit better to me. Come on, give me the 9-life nightmare! Heart of the Pact. After playing a card from your primary and ally clan, draw one extra card next turn. Chosen of Savagery. Strix and Hallow are here at least. Yay! Archeon of Savagery. I mean, it's okay. Chosen of Savagery is a little daunting, but we'll find a way. 2 Sanguine Assistants, 2 Divinities in the base deck as well. Great card for upgrades. It likes double stack. It likes -2 cost consume. It likes intrinsic. It likes consume removal after it's had -2 cost consume. It likes any cost reduction. It likes permafrost even. Divinity's great. And then a makeshift golem in the base deck as well. On extinguish, apply armor to friendlies. Artificial Firestone plus 3 deployment ember. Yes, please. We can plan around that. As a mad scientist, incant, apply unstable 4 to enemy units. That is a way to try and deal with the rage wings. I would just need to apply unstable to them and then kill one of them so that all of them explode at the same time. There's also reanimate again, reanimate 1, unstable 6. There's a kind of combo between Valor and Unstable, because Unstable says if unit HP is less than or equal to its unstable at the end of combat, they die. So Valor is capable of creating a regenerative armor shield that protects the unit's reanimate, so that every turn they gain a reanimate and they die, rather than also being vulnerable to enemies killing them, if they were at the front of the line, of course. And Mad Scientist incant, apply unstable 4 to enemy units. I mean, I want to go with Mad Scientist at the moment, and then I want to run bottom line, makeshift golem, Mad Scientist, and then I want to try and expand from there. The fact that we don't really have a lot of incant support, actually, we have a lot more in a world where you have the secret ingredients. So where do I find my spell support for taking out the enemy backline? Because that's going to be the real tragedy if I can't do that. Merchant of Steel, Lazarus, and then Merchant of Arms, probably, so I can take advantage of the artificial Emberstone. Let's see what we can get done. I'll happily take the additional rage and then play it. I get more incants if I play the secret ingredient and then immediately play the infusion as well. I mean, you can't not play the Sanguine Assistant, right? It's just 15 damage every round. I want to go with the big divinity, so I will. Perfect. Ingredient, the rage, backline, ingredient, sap, enemy, perfect. Forevermore Serum, yes! Ooh, Potion Kit, though. Well, Potion Kit is 1 incant once every 3 turns. That's not actually great. Give me the Forevermore Serum. Upbeat Warbler, enchant quick to a floor. Not awful. Maybe I put that on my second floor. Like, I've got a clear floor on the bottom, and then I got Upbeat Warbler helping another line do quick damage. Look, if I see the test subject alpha, I'm going to take the test subject alpha. It's not what I'm looking for. Reanimate and dualism both on the extinguished golem is ridiculous, though. Hydra Horror. Wait. I don't have enough equipment in the deck to really take advantage of that. But I'm gonna do it anyway. We'll put Dualism and Reanimate both on the makeshift golem. If I wanted to, I could Smidgestone Hydrant Horror, which realistically, the best reason to Smidgestone you is setting up for a large stone later, because you already have Quick from the Warbler on your floor, and you already get multi-strike from your equipment. It's not going to be a good card for a while. Don't let me fool you into thinking that it's a good card right now. That's it later? Who knows? There we go. That gets all the kills on that line, and I get the weapon at the end of the turn. Grab more serum. Secret ingredient gives stable. That. I don't need to cast this unstable this turn. I can just hold it for the top of the next turn. Again, another Sanguine Assistant dying in the right position. Ridiculous. Look at this bottom floor. We're getting 48 armor on both of our backliners and just ruining all of the enemies. Like, 3 multi-strike isn't good for the end game. And also, we did have practically an optimal draw and enemy order to be able to get those weapons out at really good time. So we can't rely on this being a typical case. The argument for another Sanguine Assistant is literally I just want a weapon that costs time to put into my Hydrant Horror. It's not great. I think another Forevermore Serum, just having those ready in the deck, I think is a great idea. Windblade is a 1-cost piece of equipment I can just throw on the guy. Alternatively, Punk Shredder, granting Trample to another line, which realistically, eventually, ideally, grants it also to the Hydra. Yeah. It's got to be the Merchant of Arms. It has to be the Merchant of Arms. With the additional deployment energy that we have from the Artificial Pyre Stone, it's either that or... if I go to the other one, I'm basically just looking for Quick Sweep. I'm looking for the Test Subject Alpha. The thing that I said reluctantly I would take earlier, I would be looking for actively. Electricity Chamber. Friendly units gain spikes 8 on summon and reanimated. I think that's an incredible thing to just throw on the bottom line immediately right now. Oh, you know how many slays we're gonna get just from that? When you purge a card outside of combat, gain 75 gold. That just gives us the ability to purge a lot of cards. Which is nice, because I do need to be able to draw to our Sanguine Assistants much earlier. So, like, I would cut all of the Stewards easily. I'd cut most of the Just Causes. I'd probably leave 2 of them in there just for the order rectification. Shaco, bosses start with Mute. If that stops the melee weakness from Seraph in deployable phase, it doesn't stop it in deployable phase. If it did, I'd love it. It doesn't, though. It's good. I'm saying in this run, I'd be ridiculous about it if it did that, but it doesn't. Gore Michelle, that's really nice damage for the Hydra on Tora, actually. 30 additional damage when it becomes the Cavendish. Currently just 10 additional damage. I'm gonna go with Kanyo, just because I take Gore Michelle much more commonly, and I feel like they're not like interchangeable in value right now, but I feel like this is a run where both of them can shine. Or either of them, rather. Each of them. Electricity Chamber, you go there, you go there, you go there. So now we've got 8 spikes on everyone on the bottom line. I'd love to get some Divinity on this bottom line as well. Do I care about that more? Yeah, I do. Unfortunately, we're going to be siphoning a huge amount of damage into Archeon here if I cast anything on the bottom line, which I will. At least I'll have a weapon soon. And another one. Yeah, I think we're comfortable just off of the amount of health that we get. Kind of surprised to see that Fallen Champion made it all the way to the top line. Yeah, it's gonna hit us. Oh well. We got so many spikes on that frontliner. What's that, to 24 now? Nice. I'm gonna go for maximum in-camp triggers over anything else here. I mean, I could fish for Reanimate, which is obviously ridiculous, or for more damage, but nope. This will already get us there. So by the end, that was 40 spikes. Now all I have to do is give him Slay, Gain, Reanimate. Tome of Horrors. Consume, apply Unstable 50 and Reanimate 1 to a target. You can do this to an ally, you can do this to an enemy. Sanctuary applies damage shield 2 to friendly units. Pretty good as we get towards the end, and I'm gonna want some damage shield on the bottom line. And Double Edge Bearer, again, it's just another arms. As soon as I put it on the Hydra on Tora, it immediately has removed the double strike, so like, I'm not really benefiting from the double strike. I'm leaning Sanctuary here? I've got so many double stack targets in the deck. Divinity, Forevermore Serum. Those two. Sanctuary for survivability on the bottom line. Like, if I could just, like, consume, remove it, and then give it holdover, it might actually still be the best card to play every turn. If I took Double-Edged Bearer, I'm relenting to the fact that weapons are that important. If I'm getting another Makeshift Golem, I'm duping my current Makeshift Golem. Demonic Fledgling wouldn't be a bad unit to have on the second floor, rather than a Shield Steward. Because it will trigger its strike bonus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got enough to blowable energy for this, so it's gotta be draw. Merchant of Trinkets. Damn it. The next Merchant of Trinkets is next to an Empyrean Well and a Banish Banner. I kind of care about that. So I guess I've got to go to this Merchant of Magic. Stable 8, 20 units on Incant now. -1 Permafrost for a... I mean, if I'm getting -1 Permafrost or anything, it kind of feels like it should just be a Divinity. And then just -1 cost like the other Divinity. I don't super care about Holy Stone, and I'm gonna hold money for the rest. Everlasting Light on strike. Apply 2 Valor to friendly units. Pretty good when we've got a dualism target. Doesn't even have to go on them, but it is pretty good on them. Do I just drop a big Divinity on you? So... best chance of keeping me alive in any reasonable long term. That's fine, we only take 6 damage once. I don't think I end up killing on the second line. I do think the Rage is pretty important. Otherwise, I don't really have much damage on the Hydra-Armed Horror. Yay! We beat him on the bottom line. Never mind. Everything's okay with the world. Woohoo! We got so much armor out of that guy. I feel like I want to just dupe him and put him on another floor. Sorry. What I meant to say There's the organ harvester! Sorry. What I meant to say was there's the organ harvester! Alright, never mind, I can't do it right. It's obviously ridiculous. If I make that deployable, now the makeshift golem slays anyone who hits their spikes and gains reanimate for it. Things are about to get stupid. Term of the Lost Path would give me the ability to put an additional unit overstacked on that bottom line. Mostly that matters because I would be able to get a Punk Shredder or maybe an Upbeat Warbler to just fly down there. Merchant of Trinkets. I mean, I want to dupe a makeshift golem because it's a ridiculous card. Equipping unit restores them to full health. I don't really equip that many units. End of turn, unstable increases by 5. Pretty relevant. And it's either reroll or I take a Lightstone Casing. Lightstone Casing is pretty good, but I'm not really going to super heavily upgrade any spells in this run. Wow. On deployment phase, draw a room card from your deck, reduce the cost to 0. I already have a deployable room from that. I could get another room, or I could just have my monstrosity enter with 7 spikes, which I'll do that. Host Guard. Ability of Heavenly Slam. You seem like an ideal unit to go on another floor. There's also Sword Maiden, which would draw me a weapon in deployable phase that maybe I could equip to someone. Host Guard being able to fly to whatever floor it wants and then deal its damage, though. I mean, like, it's so good for overstack. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna get a second makeshift golem. It's a ridiculous card. I will take the opportunity to remove a card from the deck as well. It's about time we get a single shield steward out of here. All right, Kanyo. Let's remove the other shield steward as well. And then let's remove a spear steward too. Thank you, Kanyo. Gave me 75 gold every time I purged a card there, allowing me to purge a series of cards. First non-boss enemy. Not a problem. If anything, it's a benefit. It allows that unit to die more times. Do I want a Tome of the Lost Path, anyone here? Or do I mean, maybe I just fly the makeshift golem immediately down. Nothing wrong with the second golem, is there? I was about to say, I really hope I draw Host Guard this turn, because then I can just take out the Fallen Executioner. Now, having drawn it, I don't even know if I want it. I do. Is there anything I can do about that next floor up? Not really at the moment. I really need to be able to cast down here as well. I think this wave is probably going all the way to the top. God, I would have loved to see some instability there. At least these units exploding, it's great. They'll ascend and explode again, and ascend and explode again. Can save us like one hit. It's not great, but it does save us one hit. Saves maybe a couple hits there now. See, this was always going to be the result when we got down to the very end of it, but getting here was a nightmare. I need more spells in this deck, and I need fewer units. I need to cut so many units from this deck. I've got too many assistants who are trying to support a strategy of giving multi-strike to a unit that isn't getting much. It didn't even have multi-strike before the end of the round there. Reduce a friendly unit to 1 health, apply 10 damage and lifesteal 2. I'm going to take Acid Shower for starting damage on the bottom line. Valor on friendly units adds an additional damage per stack. I mean, that's nice, but I don't really get that much Valor, unfortunately. I really wanted to go to the Merchant of Arms for the deployable Organ Harvester of it all. Oh, and then I'd be going Merchant of Steel. I think I still do that. Organ Harvester make deployable. Shield of Wings, incredible. Cursed Twin Blade is not. The best target for that would immediately delete it. Combustion Suit. On strike, apply unstable 5 to enemy units. Zone of Silence, not bad. Silence the entire bottom line. I'll take a Combustion Suit. My deployable Ember. 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was currently planning an 8 for the opening, but can I cut any of you? I don't need the Demonic Fledgling immediately. Because I think Everlasting Light strapped to Organ Harvester, making that deployable, allowing you to play that in the opening phase is going to be really huge. I can't give you any health. I'm so sorry. That really sucks. I'd have given you any health I could have afforded. Alas. Let's get a second makeshift golem, give this one an everlasting. Well, actually, maybe I should. I think I do need to get additional damage on the bottom line as soon as possible here. I almost don't want to cast any spells on the bottom line if I could avoid it this turn. Because currently Makeshift Golem is getting all of the slays on the bottom line, which is additional reanimate for you. Give you the Tome of the Lost Path and fly you down, but the thing is, if you're not in the front line, you're not really accomplishing anything. Double-Edged Bearer is good damage for that floor. Forevermore Serum gets a lot of those kills locked in just by giving some incant to the enemies. Just had to get some on them. Can add a Combustion Suit to the bottom line. Unfortunately, if I don't cast anything down here, the Energizing Flounder still pastes Strix to the top, giving you another multi-strike that I'm not willing to just sacrifice to. I'll keep the Unstable Blast Infusion in hand, though. That'll be relevant. We gave way too much armor to the assistants. They're never gonna die. I feel like this is the turn where I can get a Host Guard generated, and almost no other turn am I ever gonna have the opportunity to do that. I think it's time to fly Host Guard down. Because everyone should benefit from this round. I'll go incant. Just be about as mean as I can with it. I'll save this one to start next turn because everyone's already dead on this line. That 9 reanimate on the bottom line should be enough to get us very comfortably past all of this. Punk Shredder to give Trample, not going to be relevant. Bottom line's currently already comfortable as well, because even if the Energizing Flounder takes Strix to the top floor next turn, if you come back down, you die. Or sorry, you immediately come back down and die after that. I will give Trample to the bottom line, because I can, damn it. Makeshift Monstrosity standing in the front line, ready to give 240 armor to every unit behind, and, in the process, not even die. What an absolute boss unit. At the end of all of that, and that was with a lot of equipment for this deck. I'm not saying a lot of equipment in general thrown into the Hydra-Armed Horror. I'm just saying this deck has like 6 pieces of equipment and it was holding 4 of them. Death Metal Hymnist. I mean, enchant, grant multi-strike to the entire floor is obviously ridiculous. I'd have to take energy to be able to support it, but I kind of do want additional deployment energy at the moment, and especially additional energy per turn. Mix a lot, though. Mixing 5 times, randomly selecting in each infusion, such a ridiculously good card. Merchant of Steel. How many things do I want from Merchant of Steel? I want additional health on Host Guard. I want Hydra-Armed Horror to get quick or damage by default. It's so narrow. Because of how narrow that is, especially because I would also have to generate the Death Metal Hymnist and then fly it down to the bottom line to actually be able to utilize it here, I think I'm going to go Merchant of Magic, especially because it has the Unstable Vortex, remove 2 cards, that's 150 gold, and then another Unstable, Forgotten Boons rather, for another 150 gold. So I can really power up the Mix-a-Lot that I take. That said, I think there's still an addition, like a reasonable argument for taking the Hell's Flame here, which I will do. Intrinsic and Spellchain. So Intrinsic is great, because if I Intrinsic the Tonal Lost Path, I just get to put whatever units I have on that first turn down onto the bottom line and overstack there. Obviously, I have to be very confident that my bottom line is going to be able to finish the fight by itself. I would also love to give holdover to the Acid Shower. That would be ridiculous. Maybe I Intrinsic Spellchain Mix-a-Lot, and then on the first turn, I mix 2 Giant Brews. I really do like it. It's just, where else do I end up getting to put Spellchain if I don't put it here? Like, Acid Shower, I guess? -1 Intrinsic. -1 cost for a Mix-a-Lot, +10 to Acid Shower. Permanently remove Consume, -2 cost, gain Consume. That's great. No, it's not. Sadly, the only cards that would have been good for that, Mix-a-Lot and Divinities, are already full of other things instead. I think I'm going to give Holy Stone to Divinity literally just to be able to heal 2 every so often. I'm just going to straight up consume the other one out of the deck. I don't get to play it enough to really want to keep it more than that. Spear Steward. And I do want the density of spells to remain high in this deck, so I don't want to be removing the secret ingredients if I can avoid it. I think I'm going to have to get a Just Cause out of here, yeah. Alright, Lightforge. What I wouldn't give for a holdover spell at this point. I would comfortably give practically everything I have. Enfeebling Infusion. A bunch of melee weakness rooted in sap for an enemy. It'd be nice if I was getting any of my triggers here, but that's okay. It doesn't have to happen. That's fine. I should get either double-edged or tome set up. Double edge for you, and then I fly you down. Just have another unit down here. God, I lost all the reanimate on Makeshift Golem. Thankfully, I get it back right now. I even specifically have to let... Wait, hang on. Purified Soul, you hit... You die and give reanimate at the same speed? You have to. Otherwise, how is the Makeshift Golem... goleming? How is it alive? No one else has quick on the floor. Yep. Also, you gain 2 reanimate because you have the dualism as well. I didn't even mention that earlier. Oh, you have flight? Oh, that's perfect. You go up there and take care of that. Thank you. I need to cast a lot of spells down here. Annoyingly can't do too much about this. Ugh, I can't let that Avowed Gladiator get to the top, though. I lose. That's funny. I can give you a piece of equipment and you don't lose it. You don't trigger it, but you don't lose it. I just have to root it for one more turn later. Maybe I get to root it for that one more turn later. Host Guard's not really going to change my fate, though. I think I'm actually way better served by just... Because I have to beat the bottom line for us to have any chance. And you're going to be here when we have to worry about the bottom line. So yeah, I want each of these to die against the makeshift golem, ideally. I get way less reanimate by giving it reanimate. Sadly didn't get the additional sap, so I just have to sap this about Gladiator and let you hit me in the face a bunch of times. That sucks a lot. 500, you'll do 3, 5, 7, 9, 9. I die. I die if that Avowed Gladiator makes it to the top like that. So annoying. I'm literally okay next turn. It's Purified Hordes, though, so I don't have to worry about Scourge, and I don't have to worry about Amalgam, so I can set up on 2 and 3 instead. Maybe run a Sacrificial bottom line. While I have absolutely 0 streak, I have no problem whatsoever with resetting fights to... I don't want to just, like, game RNG, but if I can try and find a different way that would actually manage to take the fight, I think I learn more by taking the fight rather than losing the run. We still get the outcome of the graft. Then equipment for you, equipment for you. Like, especially if this performs, like, night and day to the previous one, then obviously I have learned a lot about how I'm supposed to approach this fight. Do I go Shredder and Warbler top line? And then I've got the Enfeebling for Avowed Gladiator on the next turn. Great. Works out way better in this. Throw a Sanguine Assistant down. I want to play the makeshift, the Everlasting Light as well. So I'm just going to have to accept that I'm not removing a pause here or anything. Sorry, a Calcified Ember. I can clear this enemy line, but I can't really do much about it. And you're going to ascend and gain health as well, so... It's 15 additional damage 5 times, not enough to take out Eval Gladiator. Yeah, this Avowed Gladiator is always our problem. All of the rest of them we have an account for. It's a Deafening Herald that I can't. If I had a Host Guard down, then the Deafening Herald would be trivial. I just move it to the front and then fly my Host Guard down to take it out. Can't do both of those in the same action here. I don't really see what can be done. Like, I could fly a Host Guard from this floor to another floor, but then it gets blocked by the Spell Shield because it's damage from an ability. I didn't start this turn with 4 energy, and I just, like, immediately turfed a, like, curse or something. No, I 100% did. Okay, yeah, no, so we're actually completely fine, and there was never, ever a problem. Interesting. That doesn't represent the thing I just said. Because moving it to the front did make it vulnerable, but it didn't give me the damage to kill it. Because then I don't have any incants going off the floor as well. So what about if you were at the front? And then Host Guard. Yeah, I expected that wasn't going to do anything, but did want to check. That's the best damage we're capable of at that time, though, so... do what I can. Sadly, I actually have to root him for 2 turns to prevent any damage now, but this is the closest I'm gonna get, so I'm gonna try. There you go. So the most recent potion that I generated is not a sap potion, so I have to generate a potion first. Then mix lot getting... That's not going to change anything. I don't think I can deal enough damage to prevent the Avowed Gladiator from taking me out next turn. That infusion does a huge amount of damage on the bottom line. So 48, and then you restore 150 if you go up. 999. I literally die. So you'll have, on the next floor, 102 more health than you currently have, so 394. Yeah, no, we die to you again. I can give 10 more damage to you. Doesn't change anything. I needed you to be rooted again this turn. Damn it. I'm pretty sure that given this setup, I think the only way that I was going to really get out of this comfortably is if I set up everyone on top line and went super overstack up there. Ow. We were gonna have a lot of difficulty in the Titan fight as well, given the amount of health that we were losing in that battle. Obviously, a little less health lost on a previous battle, especially this 44 damage taken in one would have saved us that as well. Alas. Having the Mix-a-Lot in the opening hand and being able to use that is pretty fun, but what really defined this run? Definitely the makeshift golem. Just the makeshift golem, and where's the merged equipment? Merged equipment. There we are. Makeshift golem, having dualism, having double reanimate at the start, and on slay gain reanimate, and on strike gain valitude to all friendly units, and having that room to support them. They didn't even need the room by the end, because we also had the contingency plans to give them 7 spikes by default, which is enough spikes to kill most enemies. I'm having a lot of difficulty killing single big enemies. That's the thing that has lost most of my recent runs. Purified Hordes usually isn't the one to do it as well. It's seeing Purified Hordes do it tells me I'm really not building enough for big HP enemies. Which, that is the reason I felt like I had to take a Hydra Arm Tora, even if I didn't necessarily want it, just because of the amount of additional damage it could add. I think I also need more consistent solutions for enemy backline. Like, I keep talking about that I need, like, oh, I'm gonna need to be able to take out the Rage Wings before they attack and things like that. But, like, how was I planning on taking out the Rage Wings before they attack in this one? With the one copy of, where are you? Of Acid Shower that I added into the deck? I think I'm at the point where I'm gonna have to start runs with, okay, these are the things we have to account for, and then also these are the clans we're playing and these are the solutions that we have to get. Because in situations where, like, you know, the solution is kind of obvious and then we find the solution, you know, it's kind of obvious and it's popular and it gets there. Like, an example would be Awoken has a lot of sweep access. So it's very easy to get sweeping quick, and then you take care of 99% of the backline problems you have to deal with in a run, right? But there's other clans that have no sweep access, but also don't have good spell support. So in those clans, I don't know, if you see like a 5 damage spell that can target a random like a backline unit, maybe you just have to take that because you have so little other access to it in your clan combination. The comparison here effectively being that I don't really have access to making big numbers right now. Like, I grow over the course of a fight, absolutely, but I don't make any especially large numbers early enough to really be able to deal with the 500 health enemies. So maybe a few less things that get powerful over the course of the fight, and a few more things that are just big at the start of it. So back to the run outpost. I'll start a streak next episode, damn it! But until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is the series playlist for all my content on the game, past, present, and future. Scrolling past, the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Our above thanked in, a special thanks to this episode to Nick Starfield. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.